All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another BroShoot podcast. We have Wellsington here. We have Nikki here. I got to see Wells this past weekend. He came down to Auburn, our hometown, and it was a great time. You know, we got to see our favorite team get absolutely murdered.
Yeah.
Auburn didn't do well.
Oh,
It was terrible.
We sucked.
Yeah, it was
That's too bad.
embarrassing.
We cheeks. It's okay though. I'm. You know what? It's relieving to me. I was telling Wells this is I don't have to worry about college football at all during the weekends now. So now I can just work or do my passion projects or go golf or something different. You know.
Yeah,
Not waste my damn time.
They didn't lead us on for too long this year.
Yeah.
We just got out of the way real quick, so we know
That's a shame.
No, yeah, it's okay. But I'm dialed in. Got this first form energy drink. Ooh, it's fresh. But okay, so today we're talking about Rom Coms. It's one of I used to like. I think that's one of my favorite movies when I was growing up. Is just a rom com because the thing about rom coms is you can just turn them on and relax. You don't have. They're not mind benders. They're not like a freaking Christopher Nolan film where you have to sit there and wrap your mind around these complex astrophysics or whatever he has in there, time dilation and stuff like that. You can just throw them on, have a good laugh, get your spirits up and go on with your day. And some of them are done well, some of them aren't done well, but we're going to talk about our top 5 rom-coms. And but first, what's y'all's general consensus about rom-coms? Like, what do y'all feel about them?
Nikki, you go first.
They're chick flicks. No, I'm not a huge fan of rom-coms. However, when I was younger, I do remember watching with my parents a lot of Vince Vaughn movies, which I know he did a lot of those rom-coms, and he did them really well. And he has this dry, almost like he almost represents every guy you could probably possibly think of if they were in a romantic comedy. He's just so dry with his humor, but it's hilarious. I mean, Wedding Crashers, and there was quite a few others that they did that were just that were fun, good movies that you can sit down, relax, and have a good laugh with your family or your significant other with.
I think that, like Holt said this earlier before we started the podcast, that a good rom-com is few and far between, but there's some really, really good ones that I like to go to that I won't get into right now because some of them are in my top 5. Or pretty much the only ones that I really truly like are in my top 5. Maybe some honorable mentions, but Vince Vaughn has quite a few of them. I kind of agree with what Holt said about how they're just comfortable viewing. You don't have to expect some kind of plot twist. I mean, there might be a plot twist, but it's usually
every rom-com has like a plot twist, and every plot twist is like they're not supposed to be together and they end up together in some crazy happenstance. And then there's comedic relief behind it. And there's like some misunderstanding between how they got together. It's just, they're all the same, but they're all like, what's going to happen in the end. They're going to end up together. And that's, there's comfort in there, I just love it. I love it. I get to snuggle up on the couch and watch a rom-com, man. There's nothing better. Damn, Nikki's jank Wi-Fi.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I hope we're still recording because I'm going to call up my neighbor real quickly. I paid for my end of the Wi-Fi and he's like, oh, I'm going to Uber a little bit and then I'll make sure it's up. I'm like, and it was just working last night.
That man cracks me up. When he doesn't have money, he'll just Uber real quick.
Yeah, it's like look, man, you live your life how you live paycheck to paycheck, and it's just, how can you get anything done, and he's behind on a lot of other things, but I won't mention his name either, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. We're not going to throw the man under the bus.
If I freeze up.
there he goes. All right.
The timing on that was so funny, dude.
Damn, Nikki. He's just frozen right now. If y'all aren't watching, y'all need to watch the pod. You can get the gist of what just happened. He just froze up right when he said, if I freeze up. All right. Anyways, let's get Wells. Roll the music. Let's get into the questions, and I'll just ask them to you. And whoever's listening along, see if you guys can't get these questions, because it's pretty good. Ooh. All right. Oh, a little fade out. All right. Well, you should be. Well, this one's actually kind of tough. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm a big Matthew McConaughey fan. I don't even know if I'd be able to get this one. But first question is, what was Matthew McConaughey's first movie back from refusing to do romantic comedies for 2 years? Is it, hold on, I got a burp. Is it A, Mud, B, The Lincoln Lawyer, C, Wolf of Wall Street, or D, Dallas Buyers Club?
Let's see. Lincoln Lawyer, Mud. Mud was after Lincoln Lawyer, and Wolf of Wall Street was in 2012. I'm going off of time, and then I've read his book before, so I'm trying to figure out. I think it was that 2010 to 2012 kind of area where he wasn't getting that much work.
No, yeah, so we can touch on what happened. I mean, if you hadn't watched or listened or read, what's it called, Green Light? Or
Green Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a really, really good book. It's a fun read. It takes like maybe a day or two to read, but it's just essentially Matthew McConaughey's memoirs almost. Nikki's texting me right now. He said, "Damn it, I'm sorry. Just go on without me. Wi-Fi is going to be an issue." All right. Well, if Nikki can hop back on, he can hop back on. If not, it's okay. But anyways, so for a while, Matthew McConaughey, he was like the king of rom-coms. He was doing all the rom-coms. And he wanted to take a break because he wanted to, do a serious film. And he was only getting cast for rom-coms. So he took a 2-year hiatus from it. Didn't even know if he was going to get contacted again by Hollywood to do another movie. And this movie that we're talking about now is the first movie of his comeback. And now he's considered or regarded as one of the best actors in the game right now. So,
okay. So what was Matthew McConaughey's first movie back from refusing to do romantic comedies for 2 years? Let's see. I'm trying to think, man. This is hard because I'm pretty sure Mud was like 2014.
If y'all haven't seen any of these movies, y'all need to watch all of them because these are all phenomenal movies. Mud's like one that slipped on a lot. Even The Lincoln Lawyer, I really thought was a good film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I haven't seen The Lincoln Lawyer. But wait, no, Lincoln Lawyer. Hold on. Lincoln Lawyer is older, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's
older than. It's before his rom-coms, though. Is it not?
It's 10 years old.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Dude, I really want to get this right. I really, for some reason, this is probably wrong, but I do want to say it was Wolf of Wall Street because I just remember he got like this really small role. He was only in the movie for like 10 minutes tops. Or not even 10 minutes. His scenes aren't 10 minutes long, but his little part where
But he stole the show when he was on there because he was. That was when he was like on one. He was really skinny. He was prepping for Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm right about that. I'm gonna go with my gut though. I'm gonna say Wolf of Wall Street, even though I don't think it's right.
Man, it's B. The only movie you hadn't seen.
I bet that's sad because I bet you if I'd seen it, I'd probably have guessed it.
But I mean, I don't even know if I would have gotten it right though, because it's hard to. Those are all very close. That's kind of a hard question. Those are all very close within the time period. All right,
you got to tell me the answer in a way cooler way, man.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Okay, next question. What famous late actress plays in The Proposal?
The Proposal
with Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Betty White.
Yeah, but you almost didn't know what movie I was talking about, though.
Dude, they all have the same names. Their names overlap for me.
I actually liked The Proposal. I thought it was
The Proposal was funny, but
yeah, it's kind of annoying to watch Sandra Bullock be that, unbearable. But she,
I had to watch Miss Congeniality the other day.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
It's a Sandra Bullock movie. It's not good. Olivia was sick. We had to watch it.
All right. All right. Last question. I can only come up with 3 decent ones in the time allotted. So, okay, what rom-com does Mel Gibson star in where he can read women's thoughts?
Oh man, I know of the movie. I've seen clips of it, but I don't know what the movie's name is. What is the name of that movie? Mind.
Um,
I don't know the
well,
name of the is.
it was okay. So it was made in 2000. If that gives it, I mean, it's not going to help you. But
I can't remember the name of the movie.
What Women Want. I mean, that's it. What Women Want.
Okay, that I don't like that question. That was a bad question.
What? I thought like that was pretty good because Mel Gibson.
How come you're gonna give me? You're gonna give me 1 multiple choice and then 2.
That's just how tests go, buddy. You can't get. You didn't even get all multiple choice.
Yeah,
you missed that one. Those are hard because like these are tough. It was just, you gotta give me a break here, man.
Was I 0 for 3?
No, you got the Betty White question.
Oh yeah, 1
Dang,
for 1 for 3.
Yeah, you almost had it, man. It's okay. All right,
I'll take.
Let's get into. Yeah, I mean, those are tough questions.
I got 30.
These questions, I've been kind of tightening up on these questions. These have been hard lately.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into our top 5 rom-coms. And Wells, I'll let you take away. We'll do one at a time. You go, I go. You go, I go.
All right. So you want me to go 5 to 1?
Yeah, let's do our least favorite to most favorite. I mean, they're all we still love all of them, but
Okay.
We'll try to go in order.
My number 5 is in this just for. I don't think this movie is good in the slightest, but I just think it's kind of like a running joke between me and Holt. This movie, it is a Matthew McConaughey movie. Number 5 is Fool's Gold.
Oh, okay. You may tell the story behind Fool's Gold.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the only reason it really actually is a fun film to watch, but my fiance, the first question I asked her, well, not the first question I asked her, but we were on a date and I said, hey, what's your favorite movie? You know, because I like to ask people this question. It tells me a lot about who they are. She goes, I don't know. Fool's Gold? I was like, there ain't no way. Ain't no way that's your favorite movie. There's just no way.
I forgot Kevin Hart was in that movie until I rewatched it.
Yeah, Big Bunny or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And you know, it showed me she's not a big film person, but it showed me like she's innocent. She just likes those lighthearted films. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So I married her. I'm just kidding, I hadn't married yet, but
if she said 50 Shades of Grey, what would you have done?
Oh man, hell nah. That cannot be your favorite film. That just can't be.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go. I like that one. I don't think mine are really in any order, but I'm gonna go with When Harry Met Sally. And then this is an 80s rom-com. I think one of the OG rom-coms. This is like one of the top rom-coms ever made as far as ratings go. But I just, Meg Ryan, I thought it was classic. It was different. It wasn't your traditional rom-com where you really didn't know if they're going to be together. I mean, obviously at the end you knew they're going to be together, but at the very beginning, there was just a lot of character development there. I thought it was a great film. Well, have you even seen When Harry Met Sally?
I've never seen it, but I've seen.
It's on Netflix.
It's pretty famous though. Like I know it's famous, because I see it on TikTok. A lot of people talk about it, but I've never seen it before. No. Okay.
All right. Next.
So, my number 4 is The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I thought about this one, and yeah, I do think it falls in the category of rom-com. Sometimes I just think it's a comedy, though.
Yeah, this one I almost didn't put in there because it is kind of like that early 2000s style comedy more so than a rom-com. But I think that there's enough romance in there that you can call it a rom-com.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm gonna follow that one up with this one that's similar, in a similar category, but Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, a freaking hilarious movie, dude. Jonah Hill slipped on in that movie too. I mean, he's just plays a small part as that server.
Oh, at the like tiki bar.
Yeah.
thing?
No,
Yeah,
well, I
yeah.
mean, kind of.
It's like a restaurant.
But you know,
Paul Rudd's in that movie too.
yeah, he's the surf guy.
He's a surf instructor.
But you know, you got Jason Segel on it. He's just, to me, I think that was a perfect role for him. He plays that like beta male character so well, and hilarious movie.
So well.
So well. My mouth got tongue tied.
I've had a few people tell me that I remind them of Jason Segel, but I like the way my body is shaped and the way I act, but not in like the face, but just the kind of way I'm shaped. I'm not as tall as him.
Yeah, that dude's like 6'5",
but
6'4".
Just I have long arms comparatively compared to
Yeah,
my
you
body.
do have long limbs.
Yeah,
I
don't know what that's
like Wells is like a little bit shorter than me, but his arms are, well, I think your arms are probably longer than mine.
Yeah, they're
probably
are.
like, my wingspan's like 6'2". Yours is probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, I never grew into my arms. It was kind of a sad day when I realized that I wasn't going to grow anymore.
Damn.
Okay.
Remember Rico's story?
Yes, I remember Rico's story. Okay.
All right, next one. This is your third one. Wells, this is your third pick. All right, don't mess it up.
Okay, my third pick, and this one might surprise you because it could be considered more of a feminine movie.
Ooh.
But Easy A. I really like Easy A.
I did not like that movie. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, I liked it. I like Easy A.
That's Emma Stone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I'm putting it up there as probably one of my top 5 favorite rom-coms.
I think we're gonna have our number one's gonna be the same.
Yeah, probably. I think I know what it is.
Okay, this one. All right, I'm gonna follow up another one because this one's kind of a little more feminine too, but it's called The Holiday. Cameron Diaz, Jude Law. What? Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Jack Black. Bro, it's a Christmas movie you need to watch with Olivia.
I've seen 4 Christmases.
Oh, dude, that's one of my honorable mentions. I love that movie.
Yeah, 4 Christmases is good. I think we watched that last Christmas.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it away. I didn't put any Vince Vaughn movies in my top 5 just because I love all of them, but they're not like, they're more comedies to me. I don't like putting them in the category of, they are rom-coms, but a lot of times he doesn't put that romance in it as much.
Yeah, no,
wedding. Yeah, it's just, I can't quite.
He leans into more of the. I know it's not him. I don't think I don't know if he writes them, but his movies definitely lean into more of the comedy side than the romantic side.
Yeah. Well, if you hadn't seen The Holiday, man, you got to see it.
I don't think I've seen a movie with Jude Law and Jack Black in it.
Dude, it's weird. Like
Jack Black's
Jack Black and Kate Winslet end up together. It's just a weird movie. Like I just can't really imagine Jack Black being this character, but he actually does pretty well.
Wait, that your third was The Holiday?
Yeah.
Okay, my number 2 is you're probably not gonna like it. But my second one is Silver Linings Playbook. I think that movie is so funny, dude. That movie cracks me up. I think it's so funny because it's pretty dark humor because these two people, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, are clinically insane human beings.
Are they like manic? Are they bipolar?
I don't know exactly what's wrong with them. I can't remember.
Who's the dad?
The dad. Oh, the one that all he cares about is like the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Let me look that up.
Because I've seen that movie once. It's been a while. I just remember it being unsettling. I think that's how they wanted you to feel. It was very uncomfortable watching a lot of it just because of how it was shot. But Robert
De Niro was the dad.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I didn't want to say that though. It kind of sounded weird. Sounded off. I didn't think he was going to be the dad. But
Dude, yeah, I think that movie. I died laughing at that movie like multiple times. I just think that the comedy is well written, and I thought it was.
I think Jennifer Lawrence she's actually pretty quick and funny, even on like improv stuff.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence is funny.
I don't really. Yeah, that was kind of hard to believe, but I don't really love her comedy. But you know, I do respect that she's quick and she's just got a lot of opinions, as we all do. You know, she's just like sharing them a little bit more than others. All right, I'm gonna go number 2 here. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but every time it comes on, I'll stop what I'm doing and watch this movie if it's on. But it's a Christmas movie. The Family Stone. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
Dude, Rachel McAdams, Luke Wilson, Diane Keaton, and then Sarah Jessica Parker, and a few others. But those are just
who's Luke Wilson?
Well, you don't know who Luke Wilson is?
No.
Think about the last.
Oh, Owen Wilson's brother.
Yeah,
it just sounds like some random dude in a movie.
Yeah, I know it does.
Yeah, the Wilson brother with dark hair.
Yeah. And he doesn't have
been in anything in a while.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, like the main movie you think about Luke Wilson being in is what's it called? Damn it, Old School.
I can't remember Old School.
Oh, dude, come on, you know what Old School is?
Is Old School the
Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell? They start a fraternity. Dude, oh my Lord. All right.
I don't watch these kind of movies that much, man.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my number 2. And I think we're going to have the same number 1. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah. My number 1 is before I say it, because I think it's actually one of the best written rom-coms ever. And I remember watching it the first time, and at the ending, I was like, when the ending comes, you keep getting surprised by something else. It keeps getting added onto it. And I remember just like, you just keep laughing harder and harder because just stuff keeps getting added on top of other bad stuff. And my number 1 is Crazy Stupid Love, because it's probably just because of that last scene. That last scene well, the movie's already pretty good, but
that wasn't really technically the last scene, but the climax.
The climax of the movie is so good.
There's so much conflict. Like, I mean, I would say all the twist turns, conflict within the movie. It's and how they tie it together at the end with Ryan Gosling being, Steve Carell's mentor, and then he ends up being the one who's having sex with his daughter, Emma Stone. And then you have Kevin Bacon pop up, and then there's like a bunch of love triangles. There's like 3 love triangles in one scene. It's just hilarious, man.
And honestly, the first time I watched it, I was young. I was pretty young, so I probably wouldn't have known. But I had no idea that that Emma Stone was supposed to be. I mean, you're not supposed to know, but a lot of times you can tell with movies like this, especially rom-coms, you can tell exactly what's going to happen. But I think the reason it was so surprising was because I had no idea that ending was going to come. I just thought that Ryan Gosling was a side character that kind of helped.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if unless you're like a film critic or head, I don't really think he would have known that.
Yeah, I thought that's why I think that's the best,
because they didn't hint at it really much at all. Maybe they did. Maybe if I rewatched it, but that was. I mean, I could sit here and talk about Crazy Stupid Love for a while, man, because I really every time I watch it, I find something new and I enjoy. They casted that perfectly. I don't know who the little kid was that played Robbie, I think. He was freaking perfect for that role.
He hasn't been in anything since then.
Yeah. He killed that role. I mean, and I forget her name, the mom. God, I don't know her.
Dude, she's famous.
Yeah, I know she's famous. but she killed that role. I mean, Steve Carell, I thought that was one of the first things I've seen him in that wasn't like, he wasn't just that silly, stupid humor. He was actually acting, and he was
Beth Littleford is her name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something else. I don't know. Doesn't sound like a very, very famous name.
Yeah, I get her, Leslie Mann, all the redheaded people mix up.
Yeah, but she's been in a lot of stuff since she was pretty young.
Yeah, she's a really good actress. What's your favorite part in that movie besides the climax? Like the
windmill scene. It's gonna be probably a scene with Ryan Gosling in it because I think Ryan Gosling's character is pretty funny in this movie.
Yeah, people sleep on how funny Ryan Gosling is.
Yeah, no, in this movie especially, he's pretty funny. I think I'm trying to think, man. There's a lot of good scenes. The scene where Ryan Gosling is like standing on like the kind of like catwalk at the mall,
and then he throws the shoes off.
Walks up, and he's like, Ryan Gosling has like glasses on, and you can tell he's like looking at his shoes, and he's like, "What are those?" He calls him something funny, but I just like the whole like makeover scene. Steve Carell. I pretty much like every scene that it's Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell. I like all.
Yeah, their dynamic is their dynamic in that is hilarious. I would have to say one of my favorite scenes is when he and his ex-wife, I guess they're still married. They go into the parent-teacher conference, and he ended up sleeping with the teacher that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so, because you're sitting there as the audience, you're like,
it's cringy.
Yeah. But then that's when, she finds out, and she's like, "How many people have you slept with?" And he goes, like 9. And she goes, 9. And they had this whole like, everybody at the parent teacher conference is like listening on to their conversation, and they're just like, ooh. And it starts raining. Classic rom-com.
Now, when I think me and my fiance watch that, and every single time we see that lady, we always think about her going crazy in the
She plays that role perfectly too.
Well, she's an Oscar-winning actress.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, she is really good. And once she won an Oscar for oh my gosh, that movie, dude, this is bad. Maybe where they're stuck in Alabama. I had to look it up.
Stuck in Alabama. Is it like this has got to be like
it's old.
Okay. Stuck in Alabama. So it's like a civil rights movie then?
No.
I can only think of like an Oscar-winning movie, civil rights movie in Alabama.
My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, shoot. She was in that?
Yeah, she won an Oscar for it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. They're traveling through rural Alabama and are arrested and put on trial for murder they did not commit.
Yeah.
And they're down there, and it's like it's a country podunk town, and the judge is all.
Yeah.
He gets her to come down here because she's like a car expert. Let's say come down here because we're from Alabama, but
yeah. We can talk shit about Alabama because we live here.
Yeah, I lived there, but I don't anymore.
So I have some honorable mentions, and they're pretty much all just Vince Vaughn movies. So
wait, can I guess one? Can I guess one?
Yeah.
Can I guess them?
Yeah.
All right, you have Wedding Crashers.
Yep.
You already said that one. You have Couples Retreat.
Yep.
And you have 3 honorable mentions.
Yeah, I mean I could go on, but
they're in 4 Christmases.
Yep.
Let's go.
There's then you have The Breakup, which I really like, with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn.
Oh, dude, you know what, man? I used to like that movie, and I don't like it anymore.
Some people don't like it because it's so like the miscommunication pisses you off. And Vince Vaughn's just kind of a dick, and and that's why most females I ask, they do not like Vince Vaughn.
Oh, dude, my favorite line from that movie is
When he's making fun of the Jennifer Aniston's brother.
yeah. He's like,
She's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston, well, you already gave it away, so thanks.
Sorry. Yeah, he was so excited to tell this.
She
Bro.
basically, I'm not even gonna go through it.
Oh man, no, wait. So I'm trying to remember. They get into it because they were at the dinner table, and her brother, what's his name? I can't remember, but he's freaking hilarious, and he's in a lot of Vince Vaughn movies. He's like, come on the kick drum.
He's in the acapella group. He's in the acapella
You are
group.
the move you make. Yeah.
He's in the acapella group called the Tone Rangers, and
Yeah.
he's also one of the judges in Pitch Perfect, which is an acapella. So I always thought that those worlds were connected. So like the world of the breakup and Pitch Perfect were connected because later down the line he's a retired acapella man.
Are they both in Chicago? Because remember, he was trying to Vince Vaughn was trying to take over Chicago by land, air, and sea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Chicago, but
so then it's not connected. Then
that doesn't mean it's not connected. They're judges. They travel around the world. Have you ever not watched Pitch Perfect?
I have watched it, but they're not connected. You're reaching, dude.
It's just really weird that they're both.
You're just trying. Well, I'm sure they're like, oh, who can we cast for this? Oh, he'd be perfect. Have you seen him in The Breakup?
Yeah, I think Pitch Perfect is pretty funny. But dude, Pitch Perfect, for all the funny stuff it has equally extremely cheesy parts that are so cheesy that they're cringy.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick kind of annoys me. I like her, but
I don't like Anna Kendrick.
I didn't even think about that's a comedy.
Yeah, but there's funny parts, really, really funny parts.
I know. I admit there's a lot. The thing about rom coms is I didn't really touch the only like classic rom com that was on like top of the list was When Harry Met Sally. A lot of them I think are overrated. I do like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Ooh, I almost put that on my top 5.
Yeah, I do like a lot of rom coms that Matthew McConaughey is in, but I just those are the ones that really get me.
Okay.
Would you consider In Time a rom com?
Dude, no.
You know what I'm talking about?
In Time, yes, the Justin Timberlake.
No. Sorry. What's it called?
Horrible movie, by the way.
I used to think it was so good. Dude. I was like, man, the concept is so cool. Like,
you know how I know it's horrible? I watched
Justin Timberlake's in it.
I watched it literally less than a week ago, I think. Maybe it's been a week, or I watched some of it. I couldn't finish it because it was so bad. But cool concept.
Have you ever seen Alpha Dog with Justin Timberlake?
No.
Where it's like a true story where they're out and well, I'm just saying that because Justin Timberlake is in it and terrible acting by Justin Timberlake. But what ends up happening is they kidnap some random kid. Well, not random kid. He was the brother to the guy that they didn't like. They kidnapped him and they ended up killing him. And he's like freaking innocent, really. Like they're innocent kids. They think they're hard. They're not hard. They end up killing this kid for no freaking reason. It was just a weird, kind of dark movie. But at first, like you kind of thought it was going to be chill and funny. They end up killing this innocent kid. I was like, God dang, it's depressing. It's a true story too.
Sounds pretty awful.
Yeah, anyway, sorry I interrupted you about the End Time movie.
No, I'm done. It's just a bad movie.
Damn it, I can't remember what the frick was the name of that movie.
What movie you're talking about?
Time. Movies, rom-com about time. If you're
Time Traveler's Wife.
No. About time.
It's about damn time. In a minute, I'm gonna need a.
In a minute. About time. That's what I said.
No, you said in
Yes.
time.
Oh, About Time. Rachel McAdams.
Oh my god.
Donald Gleason, whatever the hell is his name is. Dude, that movie's freaking good. Don't say, oh my god.
I thought it was a different movie. My bad.
Nah, dude. Dude, you got to be careful watching that movie though, because it's not really about Rachel McAdams and old buddy with the red hair. Oh, you know who else is in that movie? Margot Robbie. At the very beginning. But it's about him and his dad and how they can time travel. And you're like, oh man, the dad would go back
Why
in
is
time.
all the? I was literally looking up rom coms just to kind of refresh my memory of rom coms. Why I've saw that movie a few times now that I think about it. Why is every single cover and photograph for that movie? It's both Rachel McAdams and the guy from Harry Potter.
Well, I mean, obviously it's about them, but it ends up kind of
Don't
being
they
more
end up in like a Scottish, like the Scottish countryside wedding or something?
I don't think it's Scottish. I think it's somewhere. I mean, somewhere in the UK. So, but I think they're all English. Besides Rachel McAdams,
they can't go to Scotland because they're English.
Well, no, I don't think it's. But they could have been.
I'm just messing with you. I think it was Scotland though. Now, if I can remember,
it was a beautiful home. I mean, beautiful wedding. But again, you just gotta watch out when you're watching that movie, dude, because you start tearing up. I mean, the dad keeps going back in time just to spend time with his son, and then he ends up, it's the last time they're gonna hang out because he's about to die, and he tells his son. Anyways, sad movie. We'll move on from the rom-coms. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm done.
Okay. So, hey, let's go over our top 5 one more time before we move on.
Okay.
You do your top 5 first, or 5 to 1.
So, I did When Harry Met Sally, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, The Holiday, The Family Stone, Crazy Stupid Love.
All right, and my top 5 was at number 5. I had Fool's Gold. Number 4, 40-Year-Old Virgin. Number 3, Easy A. Number 2, Silver Linings Playbook. And number 1, Crazy Stupid Love as well. Great film. If you haven't seen Crazy Stupid Love, watch it tonight. Easy watch, and it's really funny. And it has a plot twist, which we already kind of...
Everybody has different opinions on... Yeah, everybody has different opinions on rom-coms, so that one is very subjective for sure.
I think most people will like it.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, as far as your top 5, though, you can go a million different directions on that.
Oh, yeah. It's not like... I feel like thrillers, which are just more critically acclaimed... It's a more critically acclaimed movie genre, or dramas are much easier to differentiate in ranking. Yeah. The rom-coms it's cliche. But that's the whole point of a rom-com, is to be cliche, because they're supposed to be relaxing viewing. And there are some tear jerking rom-coms, but
it's still definitely an art form.
I don't really cry or show emotion, so they don't get to me.
He's hard.
I'm just kidding. But yeah.
So speaking of which, I haven't seen the new episode of Rings of Power, but I did last night. I did watch The House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon.
I want to say The Mother of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. Dude,
you want to do a quick review of that episode?
Yeah, let's do it. I thought, okay, my first takeaway from the episode was I knew, this was going to be a pivotal episode. I knew something crazy was going to happen. You could just feel the tension within the music, how they shot it, how quick everything was. I thought they rushed it way too much. I thought Sir Kristen Cole, his character development went from 0 to 100 in literally one scene. This dude was a cool, you seemed like a guy that was obviously romantic, but his duty meant more to him than anything. And all of a sudden he becomes this little bitch. He becomes a simp, for lack of a better word. And turns into this dude that, I mean, I know he's going to be a big character later on because you see him in like the recap for the next episode. And I'm pretty sure him and I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but I'm pretty sure him and the princess have a baby together and all that. But I just thought it was rushed. I thought that they could have done so much more with it. You know, it was okay, but it's still better than Rings of Power for sure.
So I kind of want to talk about like specific scenes that I had issues with, or a specific.
Okay. One more thing. Will. Sorry.
Okay.
One more thing. And with the Queen, I think she was pissing me off so bad last episode because she's on her high horse thinking that for some reason the princess can't go have sex with this. Like, I know I don't know why she's on this high horse, because I was telling my buddy I was watching it with, I was like, she's sitting up here so pissed off about this one situation where Rhaenyra had sex with Kristen Cole, and she's pissed off about that, willing to like ruin this whole wedding. And she literally had sex with her best friend's dad behind her back. Like, she was sitting there plotting this the whole time. She's plotting being with Rhaenyra's dad the whole time, and now she's all of a sudden. No, dude, think about it. Think about it.
I think you're forgetting about. I think I know I know like what you're saying. I think you're kind of forgetting about like a key element of the show, a little bit. I think there you have a point. I think that like, but one thing that I think you're forgetting is that the women don't have much of a choice, and but her Otto, it's mostly, I wouldn't think, I view her as kind of Otto Hightower's pawn, and Otto definitely forced her into that situation. I don't think she was really scheming that one up too much.
No, you're right.
At least that's not what I took from it. I don't think she was scheming. I mean, you can't, like she says, I think she says it to Rhaenyra that like you're lucky to have two suitors that you can choose from, much less, you know, a lot of people to choose from for
no,
marriage.
Yeah, she did say that. She did say that. But to me, still, like, you can't forget the fact that that's a good point. And I don't have much to rebuttal with that. But if that's the case, then, and she has no choice, then all of a sudden now she thinks that she has some pull and power. You know what I'm saying? If she was so helpless then, I know she's older now, and all of a sudden now she's nutting up and thinks she can make a difference. I just thought that she was being a little unreasonable, and it was kind of unwarranted how mad she was at Rhaenyra to me. And maybe she just thinks.
I think it's mostly because Rhaenyra kind of lied to her.
Yeah, I mean,
Rhaenyra, she told a half. Well, no, she just lied. She didn't tell a half. She lied.
No, well, she didn't. But she didn't actually have. She lied, but she didn't actually have sex with Daemon.
Yeah,
but she did say she was a virgin, though.
Yeah, she lied about that. I think that's what made her mad the most.
Yeah, but is she gonna tell her? You know, she's gonna tell the queen. Would you?
No, because if I was in this situation, if I was in Game of Thrones, I wouldn't tell anybody anything.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even tell them that I went out. I wouldn't tell them that I went to the market to get some cabbages.
Yeah,
because everybody, oh, he's conspiring against the king. He's going and talking to people. I would do everything privately. You can't trust anybody in Game of Thrones, which is, I mean,
what's the Valyrian prince's name? Anyways, his other gay lover. That whole thing threw me off. I thought the gay lover was way out of pocket, going over there saying stuff to Kristen Cole. Even though I thought that whole little relationship that happened between Kristen Cole and the gay lover happened so quick. I was like, why is this dude banging this guy's head in? This guy, Kristen Cole's obviously got some issues, but they didn't allude to
Laenor.
any issues.
Sorry to interrupt you. Laenor.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Kristen Cole didn't allude. They did not develop his character at all. They just I know that's what Game of Thrones does. They kind of go off the wall on people, but there was no character development there. They didn't give him enough screen time to actually get us to understand his thoughts. But I don't know. He went off the rails quick. I just didn't understand.
So I think that the whole wedding scene was extremely sloppy because you kind of, like we said, you're at the angle of the king and you can't really tell what's going on. And that was on purpose, of course. So you think it's Daemon and Rhaenyra, but it ended up being Joffrey is his name, Sir Joffrey.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And Christian Cole. And I was just confused because I thought he was he said some stuff that I was like, I would kind of like punch this dude in the face if he was coming up here talking to me like that.
But not beat his head in.
But yeah, Christian Cole beat his head.
And nobody did shit about it.
Yeah, no one did anything. So I just thought that was really sloppy and confusing. I didn't think it was provoked at all. So like I didn't think it was warranted either. I just thought it was extremely weird, but I have a theory about that whole situation. And I still think it's sloppy, even if they do resolve it this way.
What is it?
I think in the next episode or in some episode in the future, you'll figure out that the Sir Joffrey said something else while Daemon and Rhaenyra were dancing that caused Kristen Cole to.
Oh, potentially.
So I think that he maybe said something about Daemon and Rhaenyra having a relationship, and it caused Christian Cole to take his anger out on Joffrey.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then why wouldn't he just pummel Daemon in?
Because Rhaenyra, it's her uncle, and he loves Rhaenyra.
Yeah, but this guy is like off the rails. It doesn't seem like he's thinking.
He went off the rails. Either way, it's kind of like, and I'm not going to equate it to the whole Daenerys going crazy thing, but not enough happened.
They built
him
up
because he was such a calm, like he seemed like a really level-headed guy.
Yeah.
And then I actually really liked his character up until that point. I was like, this guy's cool. Well, no, I didn't like his character as much whenever he was talking on the ship.
No, yeah, that's when and right after that, I was like, this guy, they changed his character so much. This guy was a dude that seemed like he understood. And I understand he had sex with Rhaenyra and like maybe it changed his mind on a few things. Yeah, once. Or maybe from what we know. And all of a sudden he's ready to run away with her and marry her. Like he doesn't understand. He can't wrap his mind around the position she's in. If she gets up and just runs away, like the whole empire could crumble. Like it's not as simple as that.
Which doesn't make much sense as a knight.
Yeah, like it was just.
Which I think they're leaning into that.
I think it was lazy. I'll be honest, it was lazy writing.
Yeah. So they
needed some conflict or something. They're like, oh, this will be. Yeah, whatever.
So
it
what
was
I
something
think
last minute. It was something last minute. They wasn't in the script before, and I think they just threw it in there. Like, oh, this will be something we can use.
Well, from what I understand, I was on TikTok today, and that's not what happened in the book. It was a fight between two other guys. It wasn't Christian Cole and Joffrey. I think Joffrey was the one, if I'm not mistaken, who did get killed in the conflict, but it wasn't Christian Cole, which that's a huge thing to change because it changes Christian Cole's character completely. I thought that, the scene where they're on the ship, that's when I was like, you made me not like his character anymore.
And I'm sure they did that on purpose, but like they shouldn't have.
There's I like a great character. He's a knight that did something that he wasn't supposed to do. And I like that. I was like, okay, cool. He's not going to be a boring guy who just
does his duty.
Is noble. But
it's really hard to be that noble and stay that noble. Like, unless you're Jon Snow, and even Jon Snow messed up, like, or Aragorn or someone like that who's larger than life.
Yeah.
You can only do those characters. You can always have those characters, and they make mistakes too, but like those characters they have to be like a main character.
Yeah, well, do you know who George R. R. Martin's favorite character is in the Lord of the Rings series? Just take a guess.
Probably Boromir.
Yeah, it's Boromir.
Yeah,
because
he's so predictable.
because of course, I mean, he is
conflict.
Conflict. He's the most realistic character. As much as I love Lord of the Rings, Boromir is the most realistic character in the entire show. Like
or Pippin.
Or Pippin, Pippin too. And yeah, Boromir he's the gray area. He's kind of your character. He's kind of you in the
Faramir's
in the
there too a
Fellowship.
little bit. Like Faramir's actually he's I mean, he's too noble too. I mean, anyways. So we'll get back to the show. There's another thing with the king. He's all of a sudden. I mean, I know they skip years and months and stuff, but now he's deathly ill, and he falls out at the end of the episode. But then the recap, you see that he's still alive. Like, come on now.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that was kind of weird.
And it seems like it's 10 years down the road, and this dude, like, I guess we'll find out what happened. But I don't know. I thought that was like, if you're going to do that, don't show me a recap with him in it.
I think as an episode that ended the episodes with the two young actresses in it, who I really do like. Actually, I like young Rhaenyra and I like young.
They did a really good job casting.
Hightower.
Did you notice who Hightower was?
Otto?
No. The Queen Hightower.
Yeah, she's in Bates Motel.
Yeah, dude. I said, we're like, what's Bates Motel? I'm like, bro.
Bates Motel was gas. The first two seasons were so good. Yeah. But do you know who Otto Hightower is? Do you recognize who Otto Hightower is? He's in one of our favorite series.
Give me a second.
Once you know it, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh.
I've recognized him. They did a pretty. I think he's a phenomenal actor.
He's really, really good. Yeah, he's good.
Is it like is it a series, like a TV series?
No, it's another fantasy. So you got to think about what good fantasies are there and which fantasies do we like to watch. So you have a very easy pick.
It's got to be Harry Potter then.
Yeah, do you know who he is in Harry Potter?
Dude, is he Luna's dad?
Yeah, he is Luna's dad.
Dude, okay, that's what I thought, man.
Yeah.
I actually like pointed that out and I was like, no, because I looked it up and I couldn't find it and I was like, well, whatever. And I forgot about it. But
he's in a lot of other things. He's in other things. Honestly, man, I don't know what it is about his face, but you can change him to look natural in a lot of different ways because he looks natural with the really blonde hair, the Luna Lovegood's hair, and he looks really natural as Otto.
And that's a completely different character too. I mean,
yeah, he does.
He plays a frantic like guy who's just doing whatever he can do to get back his daughter, and then he plays like a kind of a whimsical character. And then he plays this like dark, brooding, methodical character.
Dude. Honestly, that he has small roles. Or Otto Hightower is not a small role; it's a pretty important role, but small in the grand scheme of the whole show.
Yeah, like as far as screen time, and he gets a lot. But like, what do you
underrated
think?
Actor.
I think the new hand. Like, I really thought I like him, but he's going to be scheming. I know something.
The new hand.
Yeah.
I didn't think I saw enough from him to like him.
Well, at the very beginning, you see him approach the king and actually propose that he marries the Valerian prince.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. And he's like the only one that.
Or
no.
Are you saying Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra, yeah. He proposes that, and then you're like, okay, this guy like doesn't have self-interest, but I mean, all of that he's measured, so he knows what he's doing, and. Because at the beginning, and then you see that his brother, or is that his brother or is that his son, who was talking to the queen? And he's like
the crippled man.
Yeah, and he's like, or she was like, and your dad or the hand is a great man too.
That's his son, I believe.
Yeah. Your dad's a great man too, and he kind of like brushes it off.
Yeah.
So there's
that family,
there.
whoever that family is, and we're really sorry about not knowing the names. Like, it's hard to keep up.
It's really hard. So listen, I'm somewhat of a casual when it comes to Game of Thrones, and even with Rings of Power, I've been casual viewing it because I'm tired of investing a lot in it. And I also have other shit to do, guys, besides watch these freaking shows. And I actually film, and every day I'm working on a project. I really have little to zero time to do all this research. So maybe we shouldn't be talking on it as much, but we can just okay. People forget the concept of this show.
Oh,
It wasn't
Lord Lionel Strong.
okay. Sorry.
That's the great thing. I can just pull it up while we're talking.
Yeah. All right, Jamie. Anyways, I think people forget the concept of this show. This show wasn't meant for us to be actual critics critiquing film and TV. It was for bros, me and Wells, to just sit here, shoot the shit, talk about film and TV, like regular dudes who watch probably a little bit more film than most people do, but not enough to say that we're experts on the matter.
We're the middle ground.
Yeah, yeah. And we want it to be more relatable, and we just want to talk about the little nuances when the film and how it's shot sometimes, because we really haven't even touched on that on a lot of this stuff. And I do take back what I said about Rings of Power now that I've seen more of it. As far as them building the world, that may be the only thing that they're doing well. The reason that I'm not invested in it is because I don't care who's in the world. Like, they built it. It looks good. It's very immersive, but I don't give a shit or give a damn what the hell is going on. You know, there's just no character that I care about. So it's really hard for me to be immersed.
So, are we moving on from House of the Dragon?
Sorry, no, I'm just saying, but with House of Dragon, yes, they show like one or two establishing shots in whatever realm they're going into. But then they get in really tight and they find a set that they like that seems like it's on set, and they shoot everything there, and it's a lot more flat. You know, I like the way they color it a lot better than I like the way, and I know there's a reason behind it, but with Rings of Power, man, everything's just so damn contrasty, bright, yellow. I don't know. It just doesn't seem, it's ethereal, and I know why they're doing that, because they're trying to make Middle Earth seem ethereal. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So the new Hand of the King is Lionel Strong. But so now we have the answer to that question. But something I wanted to talk about really quick was I watched the new episode of Rings of Power, dude, and it was really weak. Every single scene in Rings of Power feels like it's some big deal. There's some argument. You know what, dude? I'm gonna say it. I hate Galadriel's character. I cannot stand her. She is she annoys me very much. She annoys me really bad, especially in this new episode.
You know why?
Why?
Because she's always so defensive. Like,
she should have
every time someone comes up to her, she's like already automatically on the defensive or offensive. She's just like, it's just not becoming. She's just repulsive.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, was her character development supposed to be that first little scene of her being a little kid? That I'm so mad about this. I'm just remembering this now, pissing me off, because I don't give a fuck about Galadriel's character, dude, at all. And it's really sad, because I'm now thinking about it. I'm like, wow, this is this is the Lord of the Rings has come to.
Kate Blanchett was like, they didn't even show anything about Kate Blanchett and like the original Galadriel character, but you somehow, because they didn't show much about her, but they talked about her so much.
Okay, yeah, and I have something else to complain about.
Sorry.
In this new episode of Rings of Power, this is less about the story and more about, again, something they did that just hurts the world building. Slow down. Like, let's take a chill pill. Dude, Elrond was in Lindon, which is basically the elven capital of like where all their smiths are and their craftsmen, like the beautiful town that I think you commented on, or you sent me a text about. I really like the Lindon, the new city. It's really cool. There's a scene he's in Lindon. They cut a straight hard cut to the mountains of Khazad-dûm, or the mines of Moria, and Elrond is in the Mines of Moria in Khazad-dûm talking to the dwarves. And I'm like, I don't have a sense of time. How much time has passed?
Well,
I don't know.
I think what you're coming down to is there's nothing at stake. There's
no special thing going on.
Yeah, there's nothing at stake here. There's no danger. Just because they're just hopping around, you don't feel anything because there's nothing at stake. That's all I would say. Like,
yeah, so I think they could have. It doesn't really have to be. I don't know, man. I mean, they kind of screwed themselves in the first few episodes with that anyway. Like, they can't now go to like more times taken to go to places. I mean, now it's in the first episode, you screwed that.
House of Dragon could do a better job of that. They don't do it nearly as bad, but like these are both. I have quarrels with both of these shows.
Actually, you're right. House of the Dragon,
because they need to slow the hell down too. Because Rhaenyra we've jumped almost 20 years in this next episode, and we're only 5 episodes
jumped
in.
10 years. 10 years.
Well, no, we jumped 5 so far. I'm pretty sure. And we're gonna jump another 10. So around 15 years, and 15 years, and we're only 5, almost 6 episodes in now. It's just, man, like, you're not giving us time to really care about these characters. Although I do, like, I'm not with Rings of Power. It's just a lot different. It's not as much. The years we're jumping, it's more so the locations we're freaking hopping around. It seems like
years in Lord of the Rings don't matter as much, because of how the world is and how long elves can live for, and even most a lot of
creatures, they can live like well over. Yeah, dwarves can live like 300, 400 years or even longer. But hobbits don't. They live natural like men. Unless you're Bilbo.
But he had hacks.
Yeah, he was OP.
Yeah.
And, it's just, I had a buddy came up to me and he actually was like, man, let me hop on the podcast. I have some good takes. I was like, yeah, maybe one of these days. We do want to get some guests on, so hopefully we can do that soon. But he said that they made Elrond kind of like a little bitch, for lack of better terms. Like, he's just not as like, doesn't seem like he's as badass as he was in the movies and even in the books. Like, this guy is one of the most powerful elves, if not the most powerful elf to ever live. And it just seems like to me, he's a little too timid and reserved and doesn't have as much conviction as he needs to have.
Elrond in the Lord of the Rings films, I was actually a little bit like, not intimidated in a bad way.
Yeah,
you felt like he didn't do anything like physical, but you felt like he could.
Yeah, he was. People, like, when you mention Elrond's name in any of the movies or books, they're like, oh, Elrond. Like, he was just. I know this is like thousands of years later, so he's had time to build up who he is and his lore and his character. But this guy, that's not something that just. You're kind of born with that, That's not like something you develop over time. In my opinion, he's developed it. He's seasoned. He's older, but this dude is badass, and I think he needs to be shown that on screen.
And also, what someone who's viewed the Lord of the Rings movies knows is that Elrond was on the front lines of practically the Battle of Middle Earth to save Middle Earth against Sauron. And he was suited up in some badass elvish armor.
Yeah, he looked
If
clean.
You told me that if I had no idea that Elrond did that, if you told me that this Elrond did that, I'd be like, no, he did. There's no way. This dude's a bitch.
Same with Galadriel. She's so graceful, pretty, kind of like, she has some dark power beneath her, and they show some of the scenes within the Fellowship of the Ring. But if you told me that was Cate Blanchett, that Galadriel was the Galadriel now in Rings of Power, it just doesn't, like, I think they might have made a mistake by doing stories that based off of characters we already know. And they're not matching the energy with those characters from the movies to now. And it's really hard to get fans.
Why doesn't Elrond have black hair?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, just like it's really hard to get fans that are really obsessed with Lord of the Rings and the movies to buy into these new characters that we already know of.
Well,
that they're changing.
Can I comment on that specific thing you just said? So I don't think that modern entertainment and the industry gives a shit about legacy fans. I don't think they care. I don't think they care about anything about that like that. I really don't. I don't think in any media sort, you can talk about movies, TV shows, video games, any kind of like entertainment medium. These shareholders and the people making this stuff, they do not care about legacy fans and fans of that. Get the freaking, I'm freaking fruit flying here. They don't care about the veterans of that sort of world or veteran fans of that.
It sure seems that way because every time they make new Star Wars, if they're going on and they're making new Lord of the Rings, new Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a little more. It's hard to. The legacy hasn't been built up as much, so it's not
old enough.
It's not old enough to really say that. But Halo, like anything that they just. What's another one that was recent besides Star Wars, Lord of the Rings? Even Harry Potter too, because they've made like the new what are the Dumbledores?
Beast,
yeah, like
Beast and
they're not paying enough homage to the fans that have built them into what they are now. It's just because it's a cash grab, man. That's all. These big companies, media companies, and producers just want to make money, and it's the bottom line, and their bottom line is all they care about. And I can understand that, man. I mean, they want to make money, and that's all. It's America.
The first iterations of everything are the best iterations of everything. I can talk about, you can literally talk about anything you want to, and I can tell you basically the original creation that was put out. Typically, not all the time.
Like Batman.
I'm not talking about Batman. I'm not talking about like movies 1, 2, and 3, right? I'm not talking about like the second movie better than the first.
No, I'm talking about Batmans in general. Like there's many of Batmans before Christopher Nolan's Batmans.
Yeah, that is completely true. I think. Yeah, you're right on that. But I'm talking more of along the lines of.
But no, yeah, it holds true.
That's a rare one though. Dude,
yeah.
That's a very
it holds
Batman
true for a lot
is
of
an
things.
exception to that. I will say you're completely right about that. Like
yeah.
Tim, whatever his name is,
and James Bonds too. Like some people do like the older James Bonds better, but I do think that the Daniel Craig ones, just because they had the with movies like that, they have the technology now.
I'm talking about more modern stuff, but yeah, you're right. You're completely right.
Well, now it's changing because now that, and we go back to this a lot, but with film now, everything's at people's fingertips, so they've gotten lazy, and they're just relying and leaning on CGI, special effects, worlds that are already built. They're not relying on writing at all. They don't lean on writing. They don't really lean on acting as much. Although the acting, and for the most part of these movies, are still really good, and the actors are good. It's just usually the writing's not good. Because I've seen actors, the best actors in the world, play and act in movies, and they seem like they're not good. They're trash because of the writing. And it happens all the time. Even with, it doesn't happen very often to, did you see the advice that Leonardo DiCaprio gave Timothy Chalamet?
No.
He said, no superhero movies.
Oh, I did see this.
And no hard drug or something like that.
Yeah, he said like no hard drugs and no superhero movies.
Because
I think
both will ruin your career.
If you look at Leonardo DiCaprio's legacy, he is cemented in almost eternally as an acting legend, and he didn't.
Imagine what they say about him and his performances 100 years from now. Like,
yeah, he's down as an acting legend, perhaps the best to ever do it.
And I think the only person that can rival him who's a better actor than him but doesn't have a body of work as he does is Daniel Day-Lewis. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is, by all accounts, out of any actor right now, or maybe ever, the most talented actor to ever live. But his body of work won't be like Leo's.
Yeah, I mean he didn't do that many movies.
Yeah.
For I don't know the exact reasons, but I think he took it like I mean, everyone knows that Daniel Day-Lewis took his acting very seriously. But yeah, I think if you want to be remembered for if you want to leave a legacy, then if you're going to do a superhero movie, do one that you have a director that you know will put you in contention for an Oscar, i.e.
It's kind of
Christopher
unfair.
Nolan, Batman kind of thing, or don't do a Marvel movie because the only people that are going to win an Oscar in a Marvel movie are the VFX guys.
It's not fair. With Batman, it's like that's the only superhero you can play that's not gonna ruin your acting legacy. Almost.
Batman or the Joker.
Yeah,
which are both in Batman.
Yeah. But just because it's the only superhero movie that's not an actual superhero.
Batman is literally he's just the best. He's the best. He's gonna, to everyone's mind, he's gonna be the best. To me, he's the best superhero because obviously there's a reason for that. Because I think I could be Batman.
Yeah, everybody can relate. Everybody can nobody can relate, but everybody can put themselves in Batman's shoes and be like, oh, well, I could, that could be me if I was a billionaire's son or whatever.
Yeah, that could be you. But the reason
nobody can relate to freaking Superman. Nobody can relate, even with Iron Man. Like Robert Downey Jr., still regarded as a really good actor. But because people can relate to, that's why Iron Man's like probably, I would say, one of the crowd favorites. Because people can relate to him. Oh, like that's another billionaire who's super, super smart and isn't a true superhero.
So why would you say superhero movies don't win Oscars?
Again, because they're not relying on any writing. Like they're relying on action. Anything that relies on action isn't going to win. Well, they still eventually they will win Oscars. But to me, it's not complex enough. It's all on the surface. We're watching for strictly entertainment. We're watching action. That's it. And yes, like there's some things within the MCU that I like how, I'm sure it's extremely difficult to tie together however many movies without that many plot holes. Well, I'm sure they have a lot of plot holes, but because I haven't even seen but like 5 or 6 of them. But how they're able to tie them all together, I mean, that's tough to do. And I respect them for what they are, but I don't think they're good movies.
I mean, I agree. I get pretty tired of Avengers. People who are fan or the Marvel fans saying like, "Oh my gosh, man, this was a reference to
look at this
Endgame. Look at this Easter egg." I'm like, "Yo, dude."
The most basic Easter egg.
The basic writers know how to connect a story. I don't understand what's so impressive about that. Listen, enjoy Marvel. I really wish, I said this a lot, I wish I could just sit down and watch a Marvel movie and enjoy it. It's not for me. It's not for the Academy either, because you'll never win an Oscar. And then the boo-boo stick your head in doo-doo.
Boo.
No, but for real, honestly, I really wish I could enjoy a superhero movie, because everyone that who watches them and likes them seems to be having a really, really good time. And I'm kind of jealous. But
yeah, I'm low-key jealous too.
But I just can't. I don't like the cheesy lines.
If I was a simpleton, maybe I could watch them too. But I'm just kidding.
If I was a lowlife like the rest of you people, I could watch them.
The thing is, it was funny. I don't know why this reminded me of it. The one time I started I gave a compliment to, and Wells, what I'm talking about, but Wells posted a little clip of me giving a compliment to Rings of Power and saying, I think they did a good job of doing this. And everybody in the comments started saying, no, they did a terrible job. I was like, well, this one time I try to give a compliment to something and everybody hops on me. But most of the time it's just me being a big critic and an ass about a show. And then everybody hops on me. Then it's just funny. They didn't really hop on me. They just disagreed.
It's a lose
If
whenever
you have an
reviewing
opinion,
things
if
that
you have an
people
opinion,
cherish.
yeah, if you have an opinion about anything, you might as well just get
It's
slapped
like
in the face
if
for it.
you, I don't know, if I'll go to like gaming consoles, I guess. If you praise PlayStation, Xbox fanboys hop on your ass. If you praise Xbox, PlayStation fans hop on your ass, and that's why I play on PC because it's better than both.
Yeah, and then nobody can say anything.
Yeah, nobody can say anything to you because it's elite. But yeah, I guess that's our thoughts on
Well, yeah,
House of the Dragon.
We hadn't even got into. We went on a tangent there, which I enjoy doing. Let's touch on our previous matchups and what has happened. So we put on the story. I put on my story, and the last matchup that everybody voted on was Darth Maul
versus Draco Malfoy.
Yes. And I got a lot of heat for that, saying like, how dare you match up Darth Maul and Malfoy. But if you actually think about it like we did and had a debated, detailed conversation about it, you understand that Malfoy can apparate, and that alone kind of keeps him in the fight.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it was a little bit closer than people thought. But Darth Maul ended up pulling out the victory. And my phone just literally just went bonkers on me. So I can't freaking see how much the vote was. But I do remember Darth Maul won by probably about 5 votes. I think it was like 20 something to high teens, like 17. So
yeah, I knew Darth Maul would probably get the win because I think that at least in the United States, anyways, Star Wars is probably, I mean, definitely is a more popular franchise than Harry Potter. So like that does carry more weight in these matchups than people think.
yeah,
people are like, I like Star Wars more. I'm going to choose the Star Wars character. If they can say what they want to, but I mean, what they're more familiar with too also helps. Like if you haven't watched Harry Potter, you're going to choose Darth Maul because you don't know, Draco Malfoy's powers and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was fair though. I think that was fair. And our matchup we're posting today is going to be, well, I guess it'd be if you're listening to this tomorrow or yesterday, but it's going to be Jon Snow versus Aragorn, and that's all I'll say about that because we've already talked about that. If you haven't listened to that podcast, and it was like 2 podcasts ago when we talked about that matchup. But so today we're doing a new matchup. I'm not even sure what we're doing. Wells is going to let me know. He doesn't like to give me time to prepare because he just wants it to be on the spot. So I wish Nikki was here because usually he gives us some good banter back and forth on what he thinks. But
are you ready? So
yeah,
I'm going to go over how the tournament works. So we're doing a character versus character tournament of 32 characters. And there's a bracket. On one side of the bracket, it is villains, and on the other side of the bracket, it is heroes. So far, officially, we have Maximus going through to the next round on the heroes side, and Darth Maul going through on the villain side to the next round. So here is our matchup for today. We have, and I think this is going to be a walk in the park for these 2 characters, but we tried to match them up as good as we could. We have Batman versus Indiana Jones.
No, man.
And we have, and this one's better. This one's definitely better. Terminator versus Alien from the Alien franchise.
Damn. Okay. The second one's tough just because both of those I'm not even that polished on as far as my knowledge. The first one, I mean, come on now.
Okay.
I think we just wanted to pay homage to Indiana Jones. Just like, okay, this guy is a great hero, great character.
But who would
Batman's
going to fight? What'd you say?
Batman's just going to go far in this anyways, but yeah, go ahead.
Who would win in a fight, let's do the hero side first. Who would want to fight between Batman and Indiana Jones?
Batman. Next question.
Explain your thought process for me, just a little bit, because obviously Batman would probably win.
I mean, Batman beats essentially almost anybody that doesn't have superpowers. But let's just go with this guy has billions of dollars to his disposal, the highest tech there is, highly trained in combat. I don't think Indiana Jones has anything that could even pierce Batman's armor. He can get shot. Like if we're talking about, I don't know which Batman we're talking about. Are we talking about the newest one, the Christian Bale one? Or,
We're talking about Christian Bale Batman,
okay, Christian Bale
the
Batman.
Dark Knight Batman.
All right, so we're talking about Christian Bale, Dark Knight Batman. I mean, what can Indiana Jones do to this man that would harm him?
He can shoot him. Indiana Jones kills people.
Okay.
But Batman, remember,
Batman
can't
literally
kill people. Doesn't kill people.
Yeah, but I don't think Indiana Jones would even see Batman coming.
Okay.
I just don't think it's just not fair. Like,
it's not a fair matchup. I mean,
yeah.
All right.
But it's Indiana Jones is getting.
It doesn't matter who
lost.
he's matched up against. Yeah, in the hero side, he could get matched up against like.
He'd have to get matched up with like Aragorn or something.
No, he'd still get. He'd still get.
So okay,
well, no, he has a gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got a gun. So
yeah, that's why I matched him up with Batman, because Batman doesn't use guns, and that's the only equalizer that Indiana Jones could even possibly have against Batman if he shoots him where his mask isn't. I guess his mask. I don't know if his mask is bulletproof, but yeah, that's kind of. I was like, maybe people will be like, oh, he can use a gun. I mean, he has a whip. He whips people all the time and like drag him to the floor. But I'm gonna have to choose Batman as well. I mean, that one was sad, and when I wrote it down, I was like.
But I mean, that's the only matchup that we could do. Like we didn't want to match up someone that was another great hero that Batman would beat
and
too.
Some people suggested that we did completely random choices. I did in some cases, but I mean, honestly, you wouldn't want random choice because the first.
I mean, listen, it's like it's somewhat like, well, these aren't random. These are a little bit more methodical, but sometimes you match a Goliath with a David, and Goliath's usually going to win. But you have think about the March Madness. Like you have number 1 Duke getting matched up with number 16, freaking St. John's or whoever it is. Like they're not going to win. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
that's the way the cookie.
I mean, we could run a simulation probably. In like, I guess there's a game called Multiverses, which has a lot of the characters we're talking about. I don't know how they got the rights to all of them, but they have a ton of characters that you would never see. But yeah, I'm gonna take Batman in this one. And so for us, Batman goes to the next round. I'm sure Batman will probably be voted to go to the next round. And the next match we have on the villain side is Terminator versus Alien. So Holt, with the limited knowledge you know of these two franchises, who would you pick to go to the next round between Terminator and Alien? Or the Alien from
So
Alien.
the Alien is a xenomorph, correct?
Yeah. Nice Google search.
Yeah, well, I did these. I matched my. Hold on, I got to plug my computer in. So you go ahead first, Wells. My laptop's about to die.
All right. So I think that I kind of a good reference point for this matchup would be Alien versus Predator. I think the Predator is kind of close to the Terminator. But the Predator it has tech, it has some sweet tech. The Predator can go invisible. So I think that it's a decent reference point to this. But honestly, with all the tech that the Terminator has and the fact that it's like metal and I'm not sure if the alien saliva can melt metal. I know it can melt human flesh, but I'm gonna have to go with, because he's holding a model 1887. No, maybe he's holding a mare's leg. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go with the Terminator. One, because I'm more biased to the Terminator. I've seen the Terminator more, and two, I just think that his technology and stuff, and the fact that he, is super strong, has super strength, and I think that he has more tools in his arsenal to beat the alien than the alien has to beat him. But again, the alien and the Predator went at it, and the alien lasted the whole movie. I don't remember who won. I don't think I've ever seen him, but
Yeah. I would say I'm
more biased for the Terminator. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. And this is just straight bias. So, this is up to the viewers to vote on this one, because we're a little more biased with, I'm talking about the OG Terminator, the bad Terminator, obviously, and who can regenerate and all that. I just don't see how you can beat a machine that can keep regenerating.
Are you talking about the one who melts through like the metal bars and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the Terminator.
Oh,
the Terminator.
I'm talking about the bad Terminator.
Okay, so I think the Terminator is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I get mixed up with him. Hold on. Let's cut this for a second.
The Terminator in Terminator. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator. Who is the bad guy in the Terminator? Yeah, and like the Terminator. Okay, yeah. Skynet creates the T-3000.
Yeah, he's bad.
You're talking about the two. I mean, we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator versus.
Yes,
Alien.
we're talking about. Okay, so do the matchup again. So we'll cut that part out.
All right. So who would win between Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator 1984, and the alien from the movie Alien?
Okay. So I think anybody's gonna have a hard time defeating the Terminator. This dude. First of all, when I first watched that movie, it's been so long. I've seen it like twice. He's scared the living shit out of me, dude. Just imagining essentially a robot supercomputer that is almost indestructible and can repair itself. There's just really not much that I can see beating that. I'm gonna give the nod to I think I'm a little biased towards the Terminator, just because I haven't seen the Alien, but like once, and it's been forever too. So
we've never been, like, as kids, we were never fans of the one Alien versus 20 main characters kind of movies.
Yeah,
that 1v whatever. It just they're.
And I really don't like Terminator either. I don't really like movies like that.
They're similar, kind of.
Yeah, that are like everybody's trying to kill one thing. It's just these things are OP, and it's just really hard to kill them. And the whole movie's based off of killing one thing. I just don't. I don't like stuff like that. But definitely gonna give the nod to Terminator here, though. With that being said, Terminator.
Yeah,
something about I would say this. There's something about AI that seems larger than life, and this artificial intelligence or supercomputer type character, something about a computer that seems like you can never kill it, but when there's something that's actual flesh, you're like, oh, okay, I can resonate with that. That has a heart. I can rip that out, and then it's dead.
I would really like to see like a more modern take on the AI controlled kind of robot scenario, with like a really good director. Because I think that if you did it right, I feel like it's been done a good bit, but
yeah, it's overdone. They need to take a little break on it.
Yeah, probably. I mean, dude, they've been doing it since Space Odyssey.
Yeah. I think with AI, it is larger than life. This AI or supercomputer type character doesn't have a soul, doesn't have flesh. So it's hard for us to really wrap our mind around how we can destroy that because it seems like they can just also transform into something different and regenerate into something different. And they can self repair itself. To me, I have a hard time thinking about what could kill. You literally have to explode that into tiny million little pieces, melted or something.
I will say this. From what I remember the alien dying, and I don't remember the Terminator dying. So I'm going to choose the Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator wins.
Yeah, I gotta choose my boy Arnold.
But let's just touch on this though. We're leaning on the audience more so on this one because we're not. This is one matchup that I'm not too confident about. My knowledge on, and I'm not sitting here saying. I'm just going off of a broad spectrum of characters. Like an alien, I think I can kill. A supercomputer regenerating robot, I don't think I can kill. So
yeah, you're probably right, dude. I don't know. The alien's scary though, man. I would be so scared. There's a game.
Oh, this is a better question then, Wells. What would you? So you have the Terminator. You know who the Terminator is. You know what it's capable of, and you have the alien running at you. Which one would you rather fight?
Oh my god,
dude.
There's a game where you hide from the alien in a spaceship, and all you have is this little sonar beeper, and like it beeps out and it tells you where the alien is, and you're like, oh.
Dude, I hate games like that.
And then it beeps out and you get the thing back. I think that's how it works. But like I've seen people playing it, and they'll be like hiding under a table, and then you can see like the alien feet going around the table.
Oh hell no! Is that like something JJ or KSI would play?
Would have played, yeah, back in like 2015 probably. Or like PewDiePie. Friday PewDiePie. Yeah, back in the day. But yeah, I'd still take Terminator.
Yeah.
But no, in that situation, I would fight the alien because I know that it is made out of something that I could possibly cut.
Yeah.
The Terminator, dude, I don't know where his little brain cell is, or it could be in his foot. I don't know, like what's powering him or where it is. So if you cut off his head, it could still, it's a robot. So if you cut off its head, it could still kill you because you don't know like what's it's not a human.
Yeah, it's a little different than a droid. You think about like on Star Wars, like I wouldn't be.
They made droids silly.
Yeah, they just. But
Roger.
Yeah, you. I actually liked the little droids. I thought they were funny.
Yeah, no, the droids.
And that's what makes Star Wars a lot more kid friendly is because a lot of the times you're just killing droids and clones. Like you have a little bit more sympathy for the clones, but for the droids, you're like, oh, whatever, it's just a freaking machine. But with the Terminator, oh man, I think I'm gonna take the Terminator. Or I'm gonna take the alien. If it's running at me, I'd rather take on the alien again, just because it's some type of matter that probably has a heartbeat, probably has a brain. You can somewhat destroy with a gun, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight the alien over Terminator.
Yeah. I think that's why, and I think everybody has an inherent fear of AI taking over or some sort of robot.
You put AI into something that can move faster than a human, dude. Like think about this. I could just be, oh, you want to hide behind that door? You want to hide behind that wall? I'm busting through that wall. I'm busting through that door. You want to hide behind a brick wall? I can just tear the brick wall down because I'm a damn robot with the power of a tank. Imagine they put a AI in an M1 Abrams tank that can just plow through anything, So
yeah, well, it's not even that. I'm thinking about an AI who's found
or one that's smart enough to act like a human and you don't know if it's a human or AI.
That or some AI that's built for itself a body that can regenerate itself, not even like inhabit another man-made source. It's built for itself some sort of vessel, and it's almost indestructible.
Yeah. That's creepy.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, I mean, Yeah, but then you kind of think about like the other AI, or not even, these are just robots, but Transformer, like Autobots, but they somehow kind of made it to where they had hearts and like some.
Well, they're not robots.
Yeah, I know they're like
they're aliens.
they're aliens too, but like that's the only way I could wrap my mind around like not being. And they're scary too, but
Yeah, dude. They made this Decepticons. This name cracks me up. They made them not that scary, but they were real. If they were real and they
Yeah.
actually did what people do when war happens, the war crimes that those things would commit, it would be really, really bad. That's all I'll say about that.
yeah. Well, I think I would imagine everybody would, not everybody. There's some people that say Alien, but I think Terminator's going to take this one.
Yeah, Sam. I think
So Terminator, Batman, those are my 2 picks.
Same. We agreed this week. I think we've agreed every week.
Yeah, Wells and I are probably going to agree on most things
Yeah.
as far as this matchup goes. But all right, cool. So next episode, we don't even know what we're going to talk on next episode. I think this is episode 7 or 8.
I think this is episode 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're almost on episode 10. We almost got to the episode 10's. That's a landmark episode.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to Sugar Pine 7?
I haven't listened to the podcast. Really, no.
Well, they almost every episode, Steven Septic, when they first started. Welcome back to another landmark episode. It's like episode like random 24 or whatever. But they say if you can make it to episode 10, you can keep a podcast going.
All right.
It's really hard to get to 10. It's been fairly easy, but it is kind of hard to justify hopping on here when you have a bunch of work to do sometimes. But then when you do it, you're like, man.
Well, you don't prioritize this over anything though. So like if you're busy that day, okay, we're gonna have to do a different day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, if you.
I know Wells has been working his ass off on it, and he's been putting out a lot of stuff. And we do want to try to start doing something different with BroShoot. Like we want to do some live shows. I think we might do that for our next episode. Do a live show. I don't know where it's going to be. I'm sure it'd be live show on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then we obviously still post on Spotify, all the platforms for listening. But we kind of want to do some different content that's not podcast form. So maybe just like more creative videos, because these are fun. But we want to get out to the masses more so. So hopefully we can put out some more content for y'all too.
Yeah.
But that wraps up this episode, the Rom Com episode, which we only talked about for like 30 minutes. The rest of it was other stuff.
Well, a lot of it will be cut out, I think.
Yeah, because we did flub up a lot on this one.
Yeah.
Wells has got a little more work to do on this one.
I won't cut out. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of BroShoot. Let's see. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you want to watch, which I recommend you watching, you can hop on YouTube. We have a TikTok. All this is BroShoot, at BroShoot, by the way. We have a TikTok, Instagram, do YouTube shorts. We do all that. So Wells puts out a lot of little short, funny clips, and he makes it a little more viewable, if you will. So check us out on all those platforms and follow along the journey. Hey, BroShoot to the moon, man.
BroShoot to the moon. Subscribe on YouTube if you're listening or viewing. And make sure you follow all our socials or else.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, guys.
All right, bye.